What's going on, y'all? BigBossFabo, man. I'm back again with a video for the channel. We're doing a reaction to Chicago mayors fighting back on pretty much a lot of the ICE raids and deportation of migrant criminals that's been going on specific to Chicago. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, with all of us aware with Trump back in office, you know, he doubling, tripling down on a lot of these efforts. So comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts, man. We're going to hop into this video. Let's go.
Garrett Tenney is live for us in Chicago. Garrett.
Yeah, Harris, those proposed changes would have allowed Chicago police to work with ICE only in cases involving a violent criminal, which is the kind of people state and local officials claim they don't want to be here. Instead, progressives on the city council have spent the past week preparing to fight this expected ICE operation by canvassing.
I know and have my rights, or the right to exercise my rights. You can't enter private property. A valid judicial warrant, you don't have the right to enter my home.
Latino neighborhoods to pass out these flyers telling folks to not open their doors and to remain silent if ICE agents show up looking for any convicted criminals.
Talking to people, the fear is palpable. The fear is vocalized by our residents. People in the streets are saying that they're scared that ICE agents will show up at their doorsteps, at their workplaces, at their places of worship or places of going to school. They're scared of that. That is a problem.
Governor J.B. Pritzker could push for changes in the state.
So, I mean, particular to, being here, you're committing a crime anyway. So I know there's certain statutes and laws that protect, you know, illegal immigrants, I guess, to an extent. You know, like I know a lot of things of, what's it called, to where, you know, basically where you enter a home. Like if you've acquired a home or you're a tenant in a home, you can't be thrown out of that home. You can't be evicted unless it's like specific documentation or you take certain grounds to do so. What's the word called again, man? To where you sit in the, like basically people who rent apartments or rent a home will stay in a home well past maybe the contract date or not pay rent and still have some type of rights and legitimacy to be there. I don't know, the word's not coming to my mind, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
Sanctuary policies to allow Illinois police to cooperate in some limited way.
But yeah, I didn't even finish my thought. One, if you are a legal immigrant committing crimes, two, you're an illegal immigrant. So you've broken essentially two laws at that moment. There's two different things that you're actually partaking in that are breaking the law. So people being scared about the authorities coming to their place of business when they're criminals, I mean, I'm assuming, you know what I'm saying, that they're not classifying the people who are mentioning fear as the migrant criminals, just maybe illegal immigrants. But if you're a criminal and you're committing crimes and you're over here worried about ICE coming through and doing their thing, like, bro, what? You're over here terrorizing the country. Like, it don't even make sense.
But he hasn't given any indication that that is something he is even considering, despite repeatedly saying criminal illegal migrants should be arrested and removed.
If there are violent criminals who have been convicted of violent crimes, who are undocumented, they are supposed to be deported. That is the law of the United States and has been for quite a long time. I don't want them in my state. I don't want them in the country. If you're going to commit crimes and you're undocumented, you don't deserve to stay in this country.
That's what I'm trying to say. So how, like, who said that, bro? Like, what grounds do you have to even say that? I'm over here stuttering because I'm baffled at how stupid that statement sounds. Well, I'm afraid y'all can't disrupt my place of business, and you know, I just don't want to, I can't open the door for you guys. Bro, you came here illegally. You're committing crimes. What? You have no authority whatsoever, man. And I feel for the people, right? There's particular people I feel for. Some people, I think there's a certain context of asylum seekers in Mexico, right? I mean, if you talk about the cartel, I don't know the details. But I'm just saying, if there's people who are fleeing for their lives, of course our hearts go out to those folks. But, you know, you coming over here and committing crimes is a whole different ballgame.
The sad irony here is that by not helping to remove those folks, Democrats here say that the folks they are trying to protect, those law-abiding individuals who are here illegally, by not cooperating with ICE, more of those very individuals are inevitably going to get picked up by ICE while agents are trying to track down those who are the most dangerous. One example, Harris, during an ICE operation in Chicago back in 2018, agents arrested 156 migrants. Of those, only 74 had criminal convictions. The other half were folks who just got caught up and were collateral arrest. Tom Home and others are warning we are almost certainly going to see a lot more of that because of these sanctuary policies.
My thing is, how does that work? If you come over to the U.S., you start committing crimes, right? Like, you have no record. You know what I'm saying? You have no history of being a citizen. So where is these crimes documented? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are they because you're an illegal immigrant. I'm positive y'all still ain't got no type of documentation, right? I mean, so I'm not sure how the justice system or a lot of these places work when it comes to illegal immigrants, because if they're committing crimes and you have that on record, like you was able to identify 74 criminals or immigrants being a first offender, some type of offender. My thing is, at that point, shouldn't they immediately get deported? Like, if you get caught up or arrested, shouldn't you be deported immediately, bro? It make no sense to me.
Policies. Harris?
And just so I'm clear, I mean, if they came here illegally, they already committed a crime. They broke our laws of sovereignty. So there's 156. Yes, 74 had committed crimes either in their former countries or in this one. But the balance of that was, from what you're saying, and that's what I want to get straight, they were here illegally anyway.
Here illegally, not violent criminals, though. And that's what the administration is focusing on in this initial set of operations.
All right. That's helpful. Garrett, thank you. Gianno Caldwell, Fox News political analyst. Gianno, look, I made a fine point of this because it matters. The last administration was trying to legalize coming across our border in many illegal ways. Whether you crawled in, you went around the security checkpoints, they just wanted, okay, well, if you got here, you're safe. That's not how it works. That's not sovereignty. That's an open door. So picking up these people along with the violent criminals, what would you rather not do? Just not pick up anybody? That's what they wanted.
Exactly right.
Today is different.
Exactly
Trump's in
right.
office.
100%. And Governor J.B. Pritzker is speaking out of both sides of his mouth, saying he doesn't want violent criminals there. But yet, people, as you mentioned, they broke the law and they came over here. It's the exact same thing. You committed a crime by entering the United States of America, and it has cost us in blood and treasure. Blood by the 100,000 plus people who've overdosed on a drug. And we've seen that in recent years since Biden has taken office, and treasure with the billions of dollars of resources that are being usurped from the people of Illinois and the people of the city of Chicago, New York, and all across the country. It must come to an end. And thank God this day has come with Donald Trump in office to get the country back on its feet.
Well, look, you knew that there'd be pushback. There has been from day one with that immediate lawsuit slew against DOJ, the Department of Government Efficiency. Now there's more legal action. Democratic attorneys general are suing across the country. They're suing President Trump over his birthright citizenship executive order. Here's a map showing the lawsuit spread across 22 states. Constitutional law professor Jonathan Turley says he believes this issue could make it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. Watch.
The real value of the executive order is not that it has binding legal effect on anything other than federal agencies, but that it could trigger a long-awaited court fight to bring clarity to this issue. It could ultimately go in front of the Supreme Court.
Your reaction?
Well, you know, I think he has a point there, and I would never challenge the professor. I think he's excellent in his legal commentary. So, yeah, there would be a court fight in the Supreme Court. But the facts of the matter are we should be focusing on Americans first, people who've built a life here, not people who decided they were pregnant and they came across just so they can have a child within the United States and get those particular protections. That's usurping, again, resources from Americans. And it's an issue we've been dealing with for decades. That's why it is imperative that Congress comes up with an immigration plan that's going to take care of all of these issues, because we've been talking about it for decades. Things need to come to a change.
It won't, bro. It won't. Like, it won't at all. Like, let's keep it a beam. Trump is going to do what he can while he's in office, right? And it's funny, I seen something about them trying to figure out a way to get Trump an additional term after this term. And I don't know. Now I see what somebody was telling me about a while ago. But anyways, with that being said, 4 years isn't enough to have a completely turn everything over. You know what I'm saying? Just in the sense of, I'm not sure how quickly the turnaround time is to get Congress to pass something. So maybe I'm misspeaking. But point is, bro, the leftists, right, get back into office. You know, these things just unfold. It's like things get passed for something else to unravel again. You know what I'm saying? Because the opposition don't agree. It's like you working backwards. And that's the beauty of serving 2 terms, because at that point you can somewhat see some type of change. You know what I'm saying? You see some things being implemented, and close to a decade, you can actually see some resonance, right? 4 years, and if it's a back and forth type of thing, nah, bro. It's just at that point what they call a shit show, man. They muddy the waters at that point, so I don't even know what to tell you.
Because we have to protect Americans first.
Well, look, you and I were at events in Washington for the inauguration, one in particular where Tim Scott and Byron Donalds from Florida, Congressman and Senator Tim Scott. There is this focus on being able to do those big bipartisan things. Just real quickly, what was your take on lawmakers you talked with?
Well, you know, people are excited. There's a lot of enthusiasm and energy around the new administration. And I got to be honest with you, Harris, that isn't just Republicans and conservatives and people who voted for Trump. I've heard from people who voted for Kamala Harris, who voted for Joe Biden in the previous election, people who would never give Donald Trump the time of day. They're enthusiastic. They're excited. People feel it everywhere because they know we've been in a terrible state of affairs for the last 4 years. Our economic activity, inflation, the border, crime. These are issues that impact every American. And they're now thinking, wait, we got a guy who's now in office who means business. And that's why people are excited, and they're looking forward to 4 years of Donald Trump. And folks who didn't vote for him, many are looking to give him a chance.
John O'Caldwell, thank you.
Trump putting in work, you know what I'm saying? Bro, ain't wasted no time. So, that being said, comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this, man. Peace, love, prosperity. We'll see y'all next time. We out.